Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a powerful and uplifting story that cuts through the noise of political drama and corruption allegations. It's a story about hope, about the future of our youth, and about how political parties can, and should, make meaningful contributions to society. The economic freedom fighters, the EFF, have just made a remarkable move by donating R100K to a top-performing public school in Gauteng. And while this may sound like just a headline, there's a lot more behind this gesture that deserves unpacking. So, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the latest political analysis, news, and commentary from across South Africa. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters. Now let's get into the story. The EFF's R100K donation is not just a random act of charity. It's a calculated and purposeful initiative aligned with the party's broader ideological stance, economic justice and empowerment through education. According to the EFF, this contribution is intended to uplift the schooling conditions in historically disadvantaged communities and promote the kind of academic excellence that can break cycles of poverty and inequality. The school, which has not been named publicly for privacy and security reasons, is located in one of Gauteng's under-resourced communities. Despite the many barriers to success, including insufficient learning materials, inadequate infrastructure, and social pressures, this school has consistently ranked at the top in provincial academic performance. The dedication of its educators, the perseverance of its learners, and the resilience of the community as a whole have turned it into a beacon of hope. During the donation handover ceremony, EFF spokesperson Ndlozi praised the school for defying the odds. He emphasized that quality education is one of the most powerful tools for transformation in South Africa. According to Ndlozi, this initiative is about more than just money, it's about sending a message to every school, every teacher, every parent, and every learner that excellence in education is possible, and that it should be supported and rewarded. But what exactly does this R100K donation mean in practical terms? Well, the principal of the school revealed that the funds will go a long way in addressing long-standing needs. These include upgrading aging infrastructure like classrooms and toilets, acquiring modern learning materials such as tablets and science lab equipment, and improving student support services through tutoring, psychosocial services, and extracurricular programs. These upgrades are not just nice-to-haves, they're game changers. They create an environment where learners can focus, teachers can teach more effectively, and overall morale gets a much-needed boost. Now, let's talk about why this move is politically significant. In a country where political parties are often criticized for being detached from the struggles of everyday people, this gesture by the EFF stands out. It's not a campaign stunt. The donation was not tied to an electioneering event or a flashy rally. It was a quiet but powerful affirmation of the EFF's continued commitment to the principles it was founded on: economic freedom, social justice, and access to quality services for all, especially the poor and working class. And in contrast to ongoing scandals where public funds are misappropriated or where state resources are wasted, this R100K comes directly from party funds, not taxpayer money. It's a voluntary act of redistribution from an organization that has repeatedly called for nationalizing education and providing free tertiary education. So in many ways, this donation isn't just a once-off gesture, it's a symbolic enactment of the party's broader policy ambitions. Of course, critics of the EFF might argue that a one-off donation doesn't undo the broader challenges facing public education. And they are right to be cautious. South Africa's education system is still grappling with deep structural inequalities between urban and rural schools, between well-funded and impoverished institutions, and between English medium and indigenous language schools. But at the same time, it's important to acknowledge and commend practical interventions that can have an immediate and visible impact. One can criticize without dismissing. And in this case, education experts and civil society leaders have largely welcomed the EFF's donation as a rare example of political will being translated into tangible action. Let's also look at the bigger picture, the political optics. The EFF is currently positioning itself as a party of action, not just rhetoric. From land occupations and worker protests to direct investments in communities, the party has consistently tried to demonstrate its presence at the grassroots level. This donation enhances that image. It provides a counter-narrative to the negative press around parliamentary disruptions and controversial statements. It says, we don't just talk about the future, we are building it. Moreover, this initiative could pressure other political parties to follow suit. If the EFF is putting money where its mouth is, will the ANC, DA, or IFP step up and do the same? Could we see a political culture emerge where parties are not only judged by their manifestos but also by their tangible contributions to communities? If so, this donation could set a new standard for political accountability and community engagement. And it's not just about politics, it's also about setting an example for the private sector. South Africa's private sector has enormous potential to transform education through public-private partnerships, but often hesitates to invest in public schools outside of elite urban centers. The EFF's initiative highlights the kind of targeted investment that can yield real results and inspire confidence in neglected areas. Let's not forget the students themselves. For many of them, this donation will be more than just a check, it will be a symbol that their hard work is being noticed. It will be a motivator to continue striving. And it will serve as a powerful lesson in civic engagement, that political involvement can be a force for good when guided by principle and commitment. In conclusion, this story is about more than R100,000. It's about vision, values, and validation. It's a reminder that despite the many failures of the political system, there are still opportunities for leadership to do the right thing. And that sometimes, even in the smallest gestures, we can glimpse the society we are striving to build. That's all for today's video. If you found this analysis valuable, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more in-depth coverage of South African politics, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Should more parties be doing this? What's your take on the EFF's role in public education? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay hopeful. See you next time.